In the silence before time, there was no sound, no form, no shadow, only the breath of God hovering over the infinite void. And from that eternal stillness came the first whisper of creation, a voice that shattered eternity and birthed light itself. Genesis is not just the beginning of the world. It is the blueprint of all reality, a divine code written by the architect of eternity. Every word, every image, every number, a hidden message pointing back to its creator. Before there were men, before there were stars, there was intent, a pattern woven into the very structure of existence, a sacred rhythm echoing through creation, life, death, and resurrection. And only those who listen can decode it. But what if the story of Genesis is not just history, but prophecy? What if the patterns written in the first 7 days were the hidden map of humanity's entire destiny? Hidden within Genesis are codes of time, cycles of creation and chaos, rise and fall, death and renewal. The same cycles we see today, repeating like the heartbeat of eternity. Could it be that the beginning already contains the end? That Genesis itself is a prophecy, written in the language of light? In the next moments, we'll journey through the Genesis story, not as a myth, but as a revelation. A divine code that still speaks to every heartbeat of creation. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. These words are not just the opening of a book. They are the sound of divine intention breaking into existence. Every element of creation carries a pattern, a code of divine order. Light before matter, form before life, purpose before presence. Genesis reveals not just what God made, but how he thinks. On the third day, when the waters gathered and the earth rose, life began, but not randomly. Every seed, every tree, every creature bore the fingerprint of a designer, and humanity was his masterpiece. Adam and Eve were not just the first humans. They were the first image bearers of divine consciousness. The moment God breathed into dust, humanity became a reflection of eternity. But where there is light, there is always the shadow of choice. The serpent, more than an animal, was the embodiment of rebellion, the echo of a fallen will. Temptation entered Eden not as a shout, but as a whisper. Did God really say? In that moment, the code fractured. The harmony between creator and creation was interrupted, not by ignorance, but by the illusion of independence. Yet even in exile, grace whispered, a promise that one day the seed of the woman would crush the serpent's head. The first prophecy born from failure. From there, humanity multiplied, but so did corruption. Violence filled the earth, and the Creator who once breathed life now wept for it. Then came the flood, not as destruction, but as purification, a divine reset. The ark was not only salvation, it was a seed, the rebirth of creation itself. When the waters receded, God placed a bow in the sky, a symbol of covenant, not war, a promise that judgment would never again erase creation's hope. Generations passed. A man named Abram looked at the stars and heard a voice again. The same voice that spoke light into darkness now spoke destiny into a man. God said, "Look at the stars. So shall your descendants be." And in that covenant, the seed of redemption continued, a divine thread, unbroken from Eden to eternity. Everything God made follows a pattern. The same structure that built galaxies also defines the human soul. Genesis is not a primitive story. It's a divine algorithm written in matter, light, and time. The number 7, completion. The number 3, divine fullness. The first week of creation was more than days. It was prophecy encoded in time. Day 1, light. Day 4, lights in the heavens. Why repeat light twice? Because the first was spiritual light, the essence of God himself. Before the sun existed, his presence illuminated the void. The creation code reveals this. Every physical reality has a spiritual shadow. Every visible thing begins in the invisible. Just as a seed carries the tree within, the Word carried the universe before it existed. Even the serpent had a code, not created to destroy, but to test. For in every story of temptation lies the opportunity of revelation. Without choice, love cannot be proven. When Adam fell, the code didn't end, it transformed. Grace became the new variable. The divine equation was rewritten through mercy. From Eden to Noah, from Abraham to Moses, the code repeated itself. Creation gives covenant, gives corruption, gives redemption. A divine cycle, echoing through history, waiting for one perfect pattern. Christ, the same voice that said, "Let there be light," would one day say, "It is finished." Genesis begins the Word. Calvary completes it. The code of beginnings was never about the past. It's the map of every rebirth. Every time you rise from darkness, the same God who spoke light speaks again within you. Maybe Genesis was never just about how the world began, but how your story can begin again. When everything feels formless and void, God still whispers, "Let there be light." The same light that shaped galaxies can restore your soul. You are part of the divine pattern, a living Genesis written in flesh. Every mistake, every fall, every breath is a chance to start again. The Creator who shaped Eden still shapes hearts, and His voice still speaks through your chaos. The beginning was not a moment, it's a message. Every sunrise is proof that creation still continues, and the same Spirit that hovered over the waters now hovers over your life. This is only the beginning. The book of Genesis ends with a promise that every ending is just a doorway to something greater. Next time, we follow the fire. When God's voice calls from a burning bush and a nation is born in the desert. If this message touched your spirit, leave your reflection in the comments. What part of Genesis spoke to you the most? And subscribe, because every book hides a secret, and together we will uncover all 66 mysteries of the Bible.